Hello everybody, and welcome to this simple overview of the BitBot. So right here, you can see before you, I've got this BitBot. It's named that because if we look at it from the side, it's just a big one, it's just a cylinder right here. Or if you look at it from this angle, it's a 0. You can see it's got two wheels on either side, and then we've got a bottom half and a top half. The bottom half houses all of the components of your BitBot. The top half basically acts as a lid. So I'll remove the top half, and we look inside here. We've got ourselves an ESP32 that is directly attached to our motor driver. The motor driver has some wires coming from it that are soldered to the ESP32 to provide power, but then the direct attachments are for control of our motors. The motor driver is connected to our two motors on the sides here that are 12-volt motors at 1000 RPM. And then at the very bottom here in a little compartment, we've got a 12-volt lithium-ion battery. Now, all of this stuff, the housing for the robot, was 3D printed and designed by me. On the bottom here, you can see some supports that were from the printing. I still have them on here just to help with, as I'm putting the robot together, just to help with some stability. But once the robot is completely put together, I'm going to remove that. On the back here, you can see we have a switch to turn the robot on and off, and then we've got a charging port that comes directly from the lithium-ion battery. All that's left that I have to do in order to complete this is to super glue this charging port so that when I plug in the cord, it does not have any issues, it doesn't go back in. But I'll turn the system on for you right here. You'll see the light turn on, and the system is powered up, and it's just waiting to connect to the controller. I'm going to turn it back off. Once this port is super glued, then what I'll be able to do is this top here, let's get in view, has some ridges that we'll be able to use, and we'll just be able to snap this whole entire lid into place when the time comes. So now I'm going to come over here, I'll turn this guy back around, and I'm going to show you guys the controller part. So right here is the controller. It's attached to an archery glove. I decided to choose that because it just looked a little cooler than a normal glove. We've got a switch here to turn the thing on and off, and then we've got two ports. There was a mistake with the 3D printing of this container, but that has been remedied. The 3D model is updated and the STL file has the port in the correct spot now. But this bottom port is for the ESP32. So if I needed to reprogram anything, it's available. This top port is connected to the charger that is and the boost converter that is used with our battery. I'll take this lid off. We can see this, the charging and the Adafruit boost power booster is right here. And then it's connected to our lithium battery. We've got the gyroscope right here and the accelerometer. The switch is connected to this proto board. And then on the bottom side of this proto board, we can't see it, but that's where the ESP32 is, and that's where you see that this port is. So what happens is let's close this up. You put the glove on. I'll put it on really quickly. And then once the glove is on, you're able to, pardon me, you're able to orient your hand however you want, and it will affect the way that the wheels turn. So I'm going to prop this up. This is part of the reason why it's not, that support is not gone yet, is because I need that support to just hold this steady for me. So we've got this propped up here. I'm going to turn my system on. I'm going to remove the top so you can see if the light turns on. You saw it slightly. And I'm going to turn my remote on. I wait for a couple seconds because there's going to be some calibration that happens, and then they need to connect up. The robot needs to connect up to the controller. The robot is facing us right now. This is the front. The back is where the charging port and the switch are. So if I have my hand right here and I'm going to tilt it forward, the wheels start moving forward. We can see that. It looks like they're moving backwards because of aliasing in the video, but you can see that that's moving forward as I'm turning a little bit. I'm going to go faster as I lean my hand farther forward, and it goes faster. I'll put my hand in front of here. So I lean my hand forward, it goes forwards. I lean my hand backwards, it starts going backwards. And then I can turn by going this way, and it changes the speeds of the wheels. And then when I'm flat, it doesn't move anywhere. So we'll come back here again and go forwards. I'm going to start turning a little bit. You can see one wheel speeds up and the other wheel slows down. And then when I turn the other way, the inverse of that the reverse of that happens. The other wheel speeds up and the other wheel slows down. And we're going to come back to stop. And then the same as when we go backwards, it's the same for turning. One wheel speeds up and then the other wheel speeds up. The speed of the robots can be changed for however you want by editing the code, because all of the speed control comes from the controller here. So we could reprogram this ESP32 and it will send different values to our robot. So there's no concern. Once this is snapped into place, it might be a little difficult to take off, but we don't need to worry about that because all of the control, all of that speed is determined by the controller, not the robot. So we do not need to reprogram the robot. That's it for an overall overview of the robot, and then we'll get a little quick demonstration of it going around on the ground, maybe spin some circles, and that's it, guys.